Just let me get some pants on, guys. Just 1 second. Just give me a second to put my pants on. Hang on. Okay, sorry, just as you're talking about stress. So what's going on?
No, a lot of things going on. Calling somebody, calling your wife, I don't know. But at this point, it's not in my power.
I haven't spoken to my wife.
We just have to collect your phone, unfortunately.
On what basis? I've got a tribunal hearing tomorrow. I've got to speak to my counsel.
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning I have a tribunal hearing at 9:30. I need to be speaking to legal counsel today.
Your mental health act, they've updated, we should collect the phone. I'm so
So
sorry.
who's decided this?
Tomorrow.
No, this is my last day before my tribunal hearing.
Tomorrow.
I need to prepare for that and I need communications with the outside world.
Tomorrow, they will give it back to you.
No,
After the treatment.
I don't understand what the basis of this is. What's going on?
There's
What
been a
have
lot
they
of
written down?
calls. There's been a lot of calls.
What do you mean a lot of calls?
And you call your wife.
I haven't spoken to my wife. I have not called my wife.
So.
She just called me and I've answered because it's Christmas time. I have not called my wife. I do
But
not
I
wish
need
to
to
speak to
collect
her.
the phone.
I want to understand the basis of that. And you're saying that's the way it is isn't going to satisfy me. I'd like to know who has decided this and I'd like to speak to that person. Because this is my last day to engage with my legal counsel. They're all on leave. Legal aid has been on leave till this morning. So if you take away my phone now, then I don't understand how I can prepare for a tribunal hearing.
So,
I do not understand
you
this.
have to collect his phone because of some traffic calls going on.
I haven't made any calls to my wife.
As well. So that's why I couldn't collect the phone. He's hesitant about it.
I need to be able to speak to my legal counsel this afternoon. That legal aid only got back to me this
So
morning.
you can take down the number, you can use that.
No, it's not good enough. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared to discuss my personal legal affairs in an open forum. I don't understand what the basis of
We
it
can
is.
also get the hands-free phone for you to
I don't understand the basis of the decision. And
So
I would
the
like
team have made a decision. So my name's Tom, by the way.
Hey, Tom.
This is Scotty.
I'm in Scott. Yeah. So the team, I need to know who personally
I would have been one of the doctors after getting advice from whoever called through that felt that one as a
So this is what I need to understand, guys. I need details. You can't just tell me someone has made a call and say I've been calling
Your
my wife.
wife called.
I have not called my wife. I repeatedly said my wife attacked me. That's why I'm here. She's allowed to testify against me. That's why I'm here. So she's now trying to cut off the only angle I've got to speak to my legal representation before a tribunal tomorrow.
We'll be able to get you
It's
contact
not.
with
No, it's not the point. The point is she's attacked me. I have evidence to substantiate it. No one is listening. Now that same attacker is ringing asking for my comments to the outside world to be cut. It is fucking ridiculous. And again, I know this is a committee decision, but somebody has made that decision, and I would very much like to speak to that somebody to understand their thinking. Because if they just accepted a call from my attacker, my wife, who is the woman holding me here, and had taken her version of events, they are just digging themselves a deeper hole. And they might have the wrong information, because I have not called my wife. I've answered that phone to her because she's trying to look after my children and it's Christmas time. Otherwise, I wouldn't have answered the call. So to say that I've been making calls to her, again, you need to play facts here, not rumours. So if you can bring me some facts, or I can talk to the doctor who's made this decision, then I'm happy to continue. But I'm not going to give up my only lifeline to contact legal counsel hours before a tribunal that I have had no chance to adequately prepare for.
We can get your phone.
No, I'm not talking about the phone. This is my phone. This is my comms to the outside.
Simon, unfortunately...
My name's not Simon. My name's Michael.
Unfortunately, we can try our best to try and get in contact with the person that made that decision.
Please.
But if we can't, the truth of the matter is, under the Mental Health Act, under the care that we have...
That's fine.
We can still take it off you. So we're trying to...
I'm looking for due process and fairness.
Yeah. So
this is the person who is attacking me and lobbying for me.
And I get that. That's the
Well,
but Michael, from our end, the decision has been made and we have to do our job.
okay, and I'm asking for clarification on
So
that decision and an opportunity to discuss that with the decision maker. Because I know it's not you guys.
But I'm not too sure if that's going to be able to happen.
Well, go and find, if you can find out, I'm still trying to call my legal counsel now, so
Yeah.
I'll continue doing what I'm doing. If you can check that out.
Can I ask if you don't use your phone actually, in the meantime?
Sure.
Yeah. Because they've asked that we take your phone off you.
Okay, I'll give you my commitment. I won't touch that phone until you guys come.
Yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes probably.
Well, yeah, again, I just want procedural fairness here. Because I'm being screwed at every step of the way.
How we do something in the video like supervise using phone.
So
I'm happy to sit. I'm happy to leave this door open, and you can sit here if you like, and I'll just read. But I'm not going to give up my only comments to the
So we're going to go and see if we can get you to talk to the decision maker. The decision has been made, unfortunately.
That's okay, but there's always a right of appeal, and there's always a reason for it.
Thankfully, tomorrow is when you're going to be able to talk to the people.
Yeah, no, today's the opportunity I have to prepare with actual counsel that can represent me, not people who are listening to my attacker.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I'm going to sit here with my door open. I'm not going to touch that phone because it's on charge anyway.
Yeah,
in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it off so it'll charge more efficient. That's okay?
We'll be back in a moment with that.
Scotty, do you want to watch me do this? Or you... Okay.
They think they've got me in the noose. They don't know that I've got them in the noose. Holy shit. Okay, to... So I'll just sit here and read this Administrative Appeals Tribunal fucking thing so I can try and prepare myself with no fucking counsel just by myself, you know, in a room with no fucking comms, no fucking respect and no fucking decency. Maybe I'll read this for the recording. Reference names, blah, blah, blah. Notice of hearing. R.E. Michael Alexander Bergson. The ACT Civil and Administrative Tribunal is holding a hearing to consider an application for a psychiatric treatment order. The Tribunal has listed this matter as outlined below. Hearing date Thursday 29th December 2022. Time 9:30am. Location Adult Mental Health Unit, Building 25, Canberra Hospital, Yamba Drive, Garran, ACT. You should attend the hearing so you can ask questions and tell the Tribunal your view. If you want to present written material, you should send it in before the hearing. Yeah, like I had any opportunity to do that. Legal Aid ACT may provide legal advice and duty public lawyer representation in some matters. Their office can be contacted on, here's the number. Okay, that was unmanned until the 9th of January, every time I called it. The public advocate of the ACT may provide advocacy assistance in mental health hearings. They can be contacted on another number that's not manned over Christmas. If you have any questions about this hearing, please contact the Tribunal on telephone, blah. And I haven't called them because they're probably fucktards anyway, and they're probably on holidays. Okay, page 2. What do we got? Application for psychiatric treatment order, community care order and or restriction order, 862. Decision information, responsible user, Alexander Scott. Effective dates, 23rd of 12th 22 to 23rd of 1st 2023. Basis for support, Mental Health Act. Status, waiting for supervisor's approval. Department, TCH, VIR, Psychiatry. Note information, preparers, Alexander Scott. Approver, waiting for approval from Florian Wertenauer, MD. Note text. ACT Civil and Administrative Tribunal information sheet can be attached to every application form. This information must be attached to any application to ACAT for orders under the Mental Health Act 2015. Name of person, Michael Alexander Bergson. Gender, male. Date of birth, 11th of 3rd, 1977. Home address, 12 Cardinal Place, Corwell, ACT 2905. Phone, that's my phone number. I shouldn't have probably read out my fucking home address. I'm going to have to fucking bleep that bit out. You know, for whatever count. Okay. Does the person have a current advance agreement? The answer is no. I don't know what that means. Page 3. If so, what date was this made? Not applicable. Now there's a page here that says details of people who must be notified/consulted, and there's no one listed there, which is great. There's no carer, there's no guardian, there's no attorney under EPOA, there's no health attorney, there's no nominated person. Good, because I have advised them that Nicole is not my next of kin. Name, next page. Name, Alexander Scott. Phone, his phone, blah, blah, blah. ACT Civil and Administrative Tribunal Mental Health Orders. Application form for psychiatric treatment order, community care order and or restriction order. For use by relevant person under Mental Health Act 2015. This application is about, here's my details again. The application is made by, in common brackets, Chief Psychiatrist or Delegate or nominee of the Chief Psychiatrist. Name, Professor Nagesh Pai. Position held, Psychiatrist. Question: why are you making this application? Describe relevant events leading to the application. Mr. Michael Bergerson is a 45-year-old male who lives with his wife, Nicole Bergerson, and their 2 young children. We understand aged approximately 12 and 9. He has previously worked as an IT professional, but his current occupation of the last couple of years has been as the owner and operator of a live music venue in Canberra. This is his index interaction with public mental health services, but he has previously engaged with a private psychiatrist due to a depressive episode which occurred in approximately June of this year. That depressive episode was effectively treated with a combination of escitalopram and dothipin. It was actually doxepin. I don't know if that's a typo or a different drug, or, these guys wouldn't know with fucking asses on fire. Okay, events prior to admission. Mr. Bergerson was first referred to public mental health services on 12th of December 2022. At that time, his wife called Access Mental Health with her concerns that she had noticed a marked change in Mr. Bergerson's behaviour, characterised by reduced sleep, taking on an increased number of projects, becoming increasingly irritable and recording conversations on his phone. She reported that he seemed to have changed into another person, quotes. She had reportedly taken Mr. Bergerson to his private psychiatrist, Dr. Chamoli, thanks doctor, I hope you had a nice house before this, on 8th of December, who recommended he take sodium valproate, but Mr. Bergerson seemingly did not follow this advice. The result of his phone referral was that Nicole was advised of the various options to escalate care for Mr. Bergerson, such as seeking out an assessment order via ACAT or involving emergency services. If imminent risks become apparent, Access Mental Health respected Nicole's wish of them not contacting Mr. Bergerson.
I'll leave you alone.
Thanks, Dennis, mate. I'll be down in a bit, mate. They're trying to take my phone off me because they're jerks, and my wife's a fucking pain in the arse.
Tell me to fucking take your phone.
I'm not. I haven't. I told them to eat it. I told them to jam it up their ass.
You told me your fucking phone away.
Yeah, I did.
Well, there's trouble going down.
I did. I know. They don't know that they're in the trouble yet. They think we're in the trouble. Yeah, it's all right. You're the catalyst, mate. All right, that was Dennis. He's the main reason this is all fucking worthwhile. Okay, him and everyone else fucking in this fucking shithole. Okay, where was I? She reported that he seemed to have changed into another person, air quotes. She had reportedly taken Mr. Bergerson to his private psychiatrist, Dr. Chamoli, on 8th of December, who recommended he take sodium valproate, but Mr. Bergerson seemingly did not follow this advice. The result of this phone referral was that Nicole was advised of the various options to escalate care for Mr. Bergerson, such as seeking out an assessment order via ACAT or involving emergency services if imminent risks become apparent. Access Mental Health respected Nicole's wish of them not contacting Mr. Bergerson to conduct an assessment, as she was clearly concerned that it would be detrimental for their relationship, as it would be apparent she had contacted them without his knowledge. Next page. What's the next page going to say? Oh, it's a fucking interesting tale, this, isn't it? It's all very one-sided so far. Okay, next page. A subsequent phone call to Access Mental Health was made by Nicole on the morning of 15th December 2022. There was an escalation in her concerns, reporting that Mr. Bergerson was sending threatening messages to his employees, continuing to record all conversations that he is having with people, and had been smoking cannabis and drinking more alcohol than he usually would. He had reportedly drawn inappropriate drawings on a wall at work, namely an ejaculating penis, and then subsequently, without notice, fired the employee who attempted to remove the drawing. The outcome of this phone call was a referral to ACTAS and AFP. The next entry in our medical record indicates that Mr. Bergerson was present at Tuggeranong Police Station later during the day on 15th of December. Mr. Bergerson's version of events is that he presented himself voluntarily to the police station to allege that his wife had physically assaulted him. At the police station, an assessment by PACER occurred. The PACER clinician obtained collateral information, firstly from AFP officers, indicating that Mr. Bergerson had been speaking to them in a tangential and rapid manner, and secondly, from the private psychiatrist, Dr. Chamoli, thanks doctor, soon to be not a doctor, expressing his belief that Mr. Bergerson was experiencing a manic episode. On face-to-face assessment by the PACER clinician, they noted that Michael's speech was rapid, thought-forming tangential, overvalued ideas. Michael opened the dialogue with a long story regarding the circumstance that led to him being at the police. Conversation had noting Michael was very difficult to interrupt, tangential, resistive to others interrupting conversation, and being lightly challenged on circumstances. Additionally, Michael demonstrated periods of grandiosity during conversation, mentioning he is a good martial artist, gave private numbers of friends and psychologists asking clinicians to call them, noted he is an intelligent man, thus hates being interrupted, noted that he has been spending excessively of late, noted recent drug and alcohol intake has increased, poor sleep, noting has not slept overnight and does not feel tired, has good energy, as opposed to going to hospital for further assessment by a psychiatrist. Mr. Bergerson was then transferred to hospital under an EA. Okay, just a quick aside. There's a lot of factually incorrect things here, which I'll go over in another forum, but all these are their positions on things. You know, these things where I have said things like increased spending, like, no, that's someone else's version of events. Returning to the paragraph. In the Canberra Hospital ED, Mr. Bergerson was reviewed by psychiatrist Dr. Catley. Ah, thanks. What a great doctor. Thank you, mate. You're gonna make my boat fucking pretty nice, man. On his assessment, Mr. Bergerson presented as well-built man, ponytail, excessive generativity of speech, becomes irritable if interrupted, circumstantial thought form, over-inclusive, becomes quite irritated as he talks about suing me and Dr. Chamoli. Mood, feeling really good. Halfway through interview, moved from chair to sit on floor and stretch. Rationalises all of the various reports that some of his employees have taken a dislike to him, that business is stressful, that his wife is intrusive and chasing him around the house, not letting him go to different places. Denies thoughts of suicide or harm to others. Strongly opposed to psychiatric hospitalisation or psychiatric treatment. Hard to get any more history, e.g. development, drug and alcohol, family history, given his circumstantiality and irritability. No clear evidence of delusions of reference, psychosis, hallucinations, etc. Okay, so the next heading is called Progress During Admission. Since admitted to the ward, Mr. Bergerson has been observed and assessed without treatment as he has persistently declined all offers of psychotropic medications, including benzodiazepines, mood stabilisers, and antipsychotic medications. On repeated ward-based reviews by the treating team, Mr. Bergerson has engaged in a domineering fashion, expressing the need for staff to not interrupt him so that he may make his point. He has engaged in an articulate manner, but is over-inclusive and circumstantial. Reviews have been dominated by discussion around his view that he wishes to be discharged, his view that he poses no risk to himself or others, and the legal process to expedite his discharge. It's a good tale, this one. Next page. Given Mr. Bergerson's atypical presentation, minimising of symptoms, our concerns of risk, and his clear preference to be discharged and not receive treatment, we sought out a second opinion, which Mr. Bergerson agreed to. Mr. Bergerson was then reviewed by another psychiatrist, Dr. Carlos Dalbrera, for his second opinion, who supported the team's current management and feeling that Mr. Bergerson is paranoid and thought disordered. The next heading is further collateral information. The treating team have made efforts to gain collateral information from multiple sources. Information has been provided by Mr. Bergerson's wife, Nicole, his father, Frank, a work colleague from Mr. Bergerson's business, and Mr. Bergerson's private psychiatrist, i.e. Chamoli. These individuals, independent of one another, have all been consistent in their concerns regarding Mr. Berger's mental state. They didn't even spell my full name, but whatever, and have all been very forthcoming in providing information which appears to be motivated by shared, grave concerns for the potential risks that Mr. Bergerson is putting himself under. We have reached out to Mr. Bergerson's wife, giving a history essentially consistent with what is already documented above, namely that he has become driven, argumentative, taking on lots of projects, and his cannabis use has increased. She reported that he has been recording all their conversations as evidence, air quotes, to show I have a mental problem, as in referring to Nicole. He has been writing nonsense on the walls of their home and recently fired a staff member at his business for cleaning up his graffiti from the walls. We had a discussion with Mr. Bergerson's father, Frank, who essentially corroborates the same history as given by Nicole. Frank also reported that Mr. Bergerson made him listen to the audio recordings he had made as evidence of Nicole's alleged abuse and repeatedly referring to her in a derogatory manner. In Frank's opinion, the recordings did not show evidence of any abuse, and when he challenged Mr. Bergeson on this, Mr. Bergeson became angry. Frank strongly feels that if released in his current condition, he will do irreparable harm to his relationships and livelihood. We have been contacted by one of Mr. Bergeson's work colleagues, which has independently corroborated the history of mental state decline over the last month and corroborates that he has been behaving out of character in the workplace, becoming increasingly irritable and impatient, starting lots of renovation projects at the expense of other tasks essential to running the business, and has witnessed him smoking many kinds of cannabis. We have reviewed letters from Mr. Bergeson's private psychiatrist, Dr. Chamoli, including his most recent letter, dated 8th of December 2022. He clearly documented his impression that he believed Mr. Bergeson was presenting as hypomanic at that time, suggesting that he take sodium valproate and quetiapine. Mr. Bergeson clearly expressed to Dr. Chamoli that he does not want to take medication, but politely accepted the prescriptions in case he changes his mind. Again, plenty of errors of fact, but my wife actually chose to accept them on my behalf, unbeknownst to me. The next title is Physical Material. We have received photographic evidence of graffiti that Mr. Bergeson has written on the walls in his home. This includes statements such as, "I work in a non-linear, time-segmented fashion. I need lots of things to keep me sane, creative, functional and happy. And I'm not sleeping because it's the only time I get to think. And I'm too busy making shit rad. I can't keep stopping to explain myself to people who don't listen. Maybe I'm just alive again. Maybe I'm more awesome now. I am the most universal genius of all time. Trust me." We have also received a copy of a menacing video which Mr. Bergeson recorded and sent to all his staff on 15th of December. The duration of the video is 5 minutes and 47 seconds. It begins with Mr. Bergeson appearing to light and smoke from a bong. He then proceeds to express his displeasure with staff members not following his requests. He states, "Anyone who fucks with my shit will be fired." During the video, he smokes from the bong multiple times. "This is my fucking bar, and if I want to paint on it, I will. Do not fuck with my shit. Please stop fucking with my shit." In regards to the employee who removed his graffiti from the walls, now that someone doesn't work here anymore, that someone's looking for a new job now, that someone's quite clever, but I actually warned that someone earlier in the week, if you fuck with my shit, and if you undo the stuff that I've done, and this is in reference to the rainbow cock I've drawn spewing jizz over dime bag, I said, if you wash that off, I will fucking kill you. To which I was told, I'm going to do that anyway. And to which I said, if you fucking do that, as much as I like you, and as much as I hope I can develop you into a powerful fucking being, I cannot work with people who fucking ignore me and go against my orders. So I'm sorry, cunt. You can jam it right up your fucking ass. Now, for everyone else, again, I didn't plan to set an example here. This is my pub, but do not fuck with me. If you fuck with me, I'm going to fucking fire you. Now, for everyone who hasn't incurred my wrath on this, I'm sorry that you had to listen to this. Okay, next heading is Summary of Current Situation. In summary, Mr. Bergeson has been admitted involuntarily in hospital following an approximately 1 month decline in his mental health with increasingly erratic behaviours prior to this admission. The collateral history and initial presentation on a background of known depression is strongly suggestive of mania. In hospital, biological symptoms of a potential manic episode, e.g. reduced need for sleep, have been largely mitigated by a drug-free environment. Oh, you lack of access to cannabis, you fucking ignorant cunt. He presents as an individual who is highly intelligent and articulate. However, he has continued to present in an unwell manner, presenting as circumstantial, tangential, over-inclusive, irritable if perceiving he is being interrupted, persistently rationalising his purported behaviours and blaming his wife for his admission to hospital, alleging her, not he, to be mentally unwell and to be abusing him. His suggestion that he is well and only in hospital due to false allegations by his wife is not supported by the treating team. His unwellness has been supported by assessments by 4 psychiatrists, 1 private and 3 public, collateral history from multiple independent sources, as well as physical material, photography and video provided by informants. Throughout this admission, he has consistently maintained that he is not unwell and declines to take any medications which have been recommended to him. He has also consistently minimised his use of cannabis, a concern which has been consistent among... Hi,
Hello, Michael.
how are you going? You sure can check my my vitals, yes?
How are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm having a lovely time, thank you. So if I can save you some time, it's probably going to be high, and then you probably shrug, and then nothing will happen, because that's what's happened for 2 weeks.
Just relax yourself.
I'm trying.
Inhale from nose, exhale from mouth.
That's the best advice anyone who's given me. Thank you. Because breath control is important, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then your blood pressure. And
Yeah.
your
Once
heart
I finish
rate.
reviewing all these lies in this tribunal submission, then I'm going to do some yoga.
Just try to calm yourself.
I will. You know what's calming is being free and not in a cage. Also being respected and heard.
I can understand, Michael.
Thank you. And honestly, that is close to the best health advice anyone here has given me in 2 weeks.
Ooh,
So thank
your
you.
blood pressure is too
if-
high.
I know, I said you'd say that.
What's your usual blood pressure? Are you
I've had this conversation at least 2 or 3 times a day for the last 2 weeks. It has been consistently high when I've been here because it's a high stress environment. My GP has previously said sometimes it's a little high. Now, I had a conversation with a nurse this morning in which I said, I'm getting out of here tomorrow when the tribunal's done. I'll go to my GP and I'll get her to check this out. Because literally 3 times a day nurses have told me the exact same thing and then nothing has happened.
Yeah, because when you get every time a new nurse, they will ask
I
you a
know,
question.
there's no
Yeah.
consistent, there's no
Yeah.
follow-on, so
Let me check on your other arm.
it'll still be high. You can check, but it'll still be
Yeah.
high. And there might be a blood pressure
But
problem,
did
but
you-
I've been in a
Are
hospital
you,
for
are
2
you
weeks
taking
and
any hypertension medicine?
I'm not taking
before?
anything. No,
No?
no, I'm clear of medication.
Okay.
Which might be why I'm resistant to being pushed into a cage. It'll still be high. But like I said, I'll follow this up with my GP when I get out of here. Because there's no point being treated in a place where there's no healthcare.
It is high.
I know.
But do you feel any dizziness or anything
No.
else, any chest pain?
No. I feel like I'm being oppressed, but other than that, I feel pretty good.
Maybe just try to drink, cold water.
Yeah,
It will
I've
help
got
you.
plenty of water, yeah.
And I will check again, okay?
Okay, thank you, nurse.
No worries.
Thank you. And thanks for listening. And honestly, breath control is the best advice anyone in this place has given me for stress. So everyone else has just suggested I should take drugs.
Oh, no.
They have, and they have repeatedly. So
Because if you start drinking the water, maybe some type of the dehydration, it will cause like this, and it will make you calm and your blood pressure
Yeah.
automatically goes down.
I'm calm when my wife who's attacked me isn't trying to keep me here forever, and she's now arguing to take my phone off me so I can't defend myself legally tomorrow. So, there's that. But other than that, like I said, I'll follow up the blood pressure with my GP because I know that I'll get help there. Whereas
Does it mean
for 2
that-
weeks,
does it
no
mean
one's
that
done.
don't make contact with anyone.
I'm not.
Okay?
I'm just sitting here reading the notes so I can make some notes. Yeah.
But
Thank
just
you.
try to drink
Yeah.
water.
Thank you.
No
Thanks,
worries.
nurse. Serenity now. Where was I? Okay. Summary of current situation. In summary, Mr. Bergerson has been admitted involuntarily in hospital following an approximately 1 month decline in his mental health, with increasingly erratic behaviours prior to this admission. The collateral history and initial presentation on a background of known depression is strongly suggestive of mania. Actually, I've already read this. I'm going to skip ahead. I'll go down. Throughout his submission, he has consistently maintained that he is not unwell and declines to take any medications which have been recommended to him. He has also consistently minimised his use of cannabis, a concern which has been consistent amongst all informants. He has stated that if discharged, he will immediately present himself to Tuggeranong Police Station to continue making complaints regarding his wife. Risks are clearly apparent and potentially catastrophic in regards to his relationships, his livelihood, the livelihood of others in his employ, and potential legal and child protection ramifications. These risks will be detailed further below in the relevant section. We strongly recommend a psychiatric treatment order so that effective treatment can be initiated in a safe environment, developing insight and therefore mitigating these significant risks. Okay, now we get back into more form-like stuff. So mental illness or mental disorder. It says, this person has a mental illness, checkbox yes, and or a mental disorder, checkbox no. So yes to mental illness, no to mental disorder. Okay, now it says for mental disorder, identify the disorder using the definition and describe how and to what degree the disorder affects the person. It says Mr. Bergeson's behaviour prior to admission indicates a grossly irritable and elevated mood. He is paranoid about his wife and her intentions, making copious audio recordings in a disorganised attempt, you fucking ignorant cunt, to illustrate her wrongdoing. His behaviour has become increasingly erratic and disorganised. In hospital, he has presented as thought disordered, with over-inclusive circumstantial speech. He has indicated poor judgment, stating that on discharge he intends to present himself to the police station to continue to make complaints against his wife, which we feel is driven by delusional thinking. The symptoms of his mental illness are currently impacting his ability to function in his day-to-day life, as evidenced by the history detailed above. Assessment. Set out details of your assessment supporting your opinion. Date of most recent assessment, 21st of December 2022. Hey, brother.
Just going to ask you to calm down a little bit, please.
I'm trying to be calm, but they're trying to fuck me right in the arsehole. So I'm loosening myself up so that when they start trying to do that, they won't realise that I'm about to fucking snap. It's all good. Oh, wait. Thanks, brother. Okay. Where was I? Okay, I'll go back. He has indicated poor judgment, stating that... Oh, no, hang on, we go. Yeah, okay. Current presentation, Professor Pye and Dr. Trapp. The review... So, okay, this was a tribunal review. This is their notes. That happened on the 21st of 12th. Review. States he is sleeping well. Spoke with legal aid this morning, looking forward to his tribunal meeting tomorrow. If he is allowed to leave tomorrow, when he leaves, has a meeting with a lawyer regarding, quotes, my options on a range of issues, end quote. E.g. how to secure his release, and, quotes, we'll leave it at that. When asked where he will go, he states, wherever I please, quotes. Then will go home to see his cats and children. Maintains that his wife attacked him physically and mentally. He doesn't intend to stay at the house until his wife has sought mental help. States he has alternative accommodation. States he feels safe enough to be around Nicole when his children are there and partake in daily routine, then leave at night to his alternative accommodation. He believes Nicole's actions are not malicious, but are just false conclusions and that she is mentally unwell. The house is owned by both of them. She is partial owner, of business, but won't have a role in managing it. Record the employees not following his instructions, not to put fingers in paint, not to move his tools around, with threats of firing them, employees stealing from him. He states that he is only painting due to not wanting black walls in the bar, described thoroughly his ideas for painting the bar, states that this is why his wife thinks he is unwell. Spoke unprompted about his rights to refuse medications. They really don't like anyone questioning him, these dickheads. Okay. RE relationship with his father. States he loves his dad. Spoke about playing his father recordings of Nicole verbally attacking him. Tangentially spoke about his father's own mental illness and depression. States that father has taken Nicole's side. States early in his depression his father helped him with the business. States since June he hasn't seen him since and hasn't spoken to his father. Feels that his father didn't support him regarding Nicole attacking him. States his father has false assumption about his mental health. MSC, whatever that means. Michael appears dressed appropriately in cargo shorts, black t-shirt and no shoes. Well, actually, I was wearing whatever the fuck I was dragged to hospital in. But anyway, that's beside the point. I don't know what it would have been like if I was really dishevelled. Well kept. Appears slightly elevated, speaking in a pressured manner. There is ongoing underlying grandiosity, which appears in references to, I managed multi-billion-dollar projects, I quit my $300,000 job, and his need to dominate the conversation. Good eye contact with the interviewer, appearing slightly frustrated during the interview when recalling the wrongs against him. Normal volume and rhythm. Appears euthemic. His thought form continues to be tangential and circumferential. Delusions surrounding his wife and father's actions, as well as his own behaviour, are still present, and he has no insight into these being related to mental illness. No discussion of hallucinations. Insight continues to be poor. His judgment is grossly impaired as he still intends to take legal action against his wife. Mental state examination. Okay, so that's what MSE stands for. 15th of the 12th, 22, Richard Dent, pacer clinician. Upon MSA, well-built male, medium build, I don't know which one it is, and I don't know how this is all relevant, but fucking sure, if they think I'm sexy, then sure, I'll take it. Dressed casually, long ponytail. Speech rapid, not easy to interrupt. Thought forming tangential. Thought content inconsistent with assessment. Tangential, paranoid themes, grandiose at times. Nil overt signs of psychotic or perceptual phenomenons, nil reported. Orientated to TPP, nil SI voiced or threats to hurt others, insight and judgment impaired. On the 15th of the 12th, 22, Philip Cately, psychiatrist. Fuck, I hope he's got nice cars. I might just fucking burn one, just fucking piss on the ashes. On examination today, well-built man, ponytail, excessive generativity of speech, becomes irritable if interrupted, circumstantial thought form, over-inclusive, becomes quite irritated as he talks about suing me, Dr. Chamoli. Mood, feeling really good. Halfway through interview, moved from chair to sit on floor and stretch. Rationalises all of the various reports that some of his employees have taken a dislike to him, that business is stressful, that his wife is intrusive and chasing him around the house, not letting him go to different places. Denies thoughts of suicide or harm to others. Strongly opposed to psychiatric hospitalisation or psychiatric treatment. Hard to get any more history, e.g. development, drug and alcohol, family history, given his circumstantiality and irritability. No clear evidence of delusions of reference, psychosis, hallucinations, etc. On the 19th of December 22, Carlos Tabrera, a psychiatrist, who again I actually didn't mind this guy when I fucking met him the first time. He seemed like he gave me the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, well, I can see he's probably like a fucking, I don't know what he's fucking driving, probably like that Jagger or something. He's kind of got that fucking swagger about him. Okay, the summary is, in summary, there is collateral history to suggest that this man has some form of paranoid psychosis with a possible mood component, probably related to increased cannabis use. He has some difficulties accounting for his presentation to hospital. I think there is thought disorder. Note by Dr. Nagesh Pai, psychiatrist, in relation to reviews conducted on 16th and 19th of December. During interview, a young male of stated age, I'm 45, but sure, I'll take it, in casual climate-appropriate attire, presented as cooperative and maintained good eye contact. He started off expressing the need to not interrupt him during the narration of his account of presentation. He has increased spontaneity with a tendency to dominate the interview. He was well as articulate, with pressure of speech and circumstantiality. He reported that he was admitted with limited discussion and was not given the opportunity to narrate his account at the ED. He also described that he is the victim of domestic violence and was repeatedly assaulted by his wife and was taken up by the police to the hospital when he went to complain against his wife. He admitted that he declined medications and had a restful night and expressed the need to be discharged. He negated the history provided to me and questioned the veracity of lab reports of positive for amphetamines and said he only used minute quantity of THC for his meditation to be one with nature. He insisted on repeating the UDS and denied using any amphetamine-related products, including codeine. He reluctantly agreed to stay. Didn't agree to shit. An extension of his involuntary status was explained to him. Although the extension order is up to 11 days from the expiry of initial order of 3 days, he may be discharged earlier if there are no evidence of risks and his mental status has improved significantly. He denied experiencing any manic symptoms and he would like to go to the police station to get his wife charged for her repeated assaultive behaviours. He was transferred to low dependency unit. The need for corroborative history from his family and significant others, including his previous psychiatrist, was discussed. On Monday, 19th of December, he was interviewed again. He expressed the need to be discharged, as he poses no risk to himself and to others. He was offered second independent opinion from another psychiatrist while we get the details of his background information. Mr. Bergerson insisted that his interview was recorded by him and will be contacting his independent human rights lawyers for keeping him against his will. He was subsequently reviewed by independent psychiatrists. Relevant past history. Mr. Bergerson has a past history of a depressive episode, treated effectively with antidepressants by his private psychiatrist. He has an unremarkable medical history. There is a family history of note. His father has had episodes of severe depression requiring treatment in hospital. Decision-making capacity. This is like a major part of this, and this is entertaining. Does the person, or can the person, with assistance if needed, A, understand when a decision about treatment, care or support needs to be made? They've ticked no. B, understand the facts that relate to the decision? No. C, understand the main choices? No. D, weigh up the consequences of the main choice? No. E, understand how the consequences affect the person? No. On the basis of PF A to E, make the decision? No. G, communicate the decision in whatever way the person can. They've given me one and given me a yes. So they've given me one. Yes, he's actually capable of making his own decisions. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that from you fucking dunce caps. Describe and explain your overall assessment referring to the factors above and to the principles of decision-making capacity set out in Section 8. See glossary. Mr. Bergerson lacks insight into his condition, minimises and rationalises all reported symptoms when he is challenged with this information, and minimises his cannabis use. He persistently refutes being mentally unwell and declines offers of medications. On this basis, we do not believe Mr. Bergerson currently has decision-making capacity as far as his mental health treatment is concerned, i.e. if you don't accept Jesus into your life, you cannot be saved. All right. This title is Refusal. Does the person refuse to receive treatment, care or support, or if the person has decision-making capacity, refuse to consent to the treatment, care or support? Yes. If yes, describe what the person does and or says that constitutes refusal. Refusal is clear. Mr. Bergerson declined to take sodium valproate, which was his private psychiatrist's recommendation prior to this admission. Later, when he was at Tuggeranong Police Station, he declined a recommendation to go to hospital for further psychiatric assessment, requiring an EA. Since arrival at hospital, he has persistently expressed his view that he does not wish to be in hospital and refuses to take any psychotropic medications. That's why this is happening, cunts, because I've not got my eyes open and I'm not doped up to my eyeballs. Title, Risk of Deterioration. 5. Is the person doing or likely to do serious harm to themselves or someone else because of the mental illness or disorder? Yes, sure. I'm a pacifist, motherfuckers, but whatever. If yes, explain your reasons for this opinion. Risks to his reputation and his relationships are evident and of high concern. His behaviour is placing significant strain on his family and his work colleagues who are deeply concerned by his behaviour. If his condition does not improve, the damage already done to these relationships is potentially irreparable. You're going to have to get some popcorn for this one, motherfuckers. We are also concerned about psychological harm to his children who are witness to his deterioration and resulting conflicts between their parents. There are also significant risks within his workplace where he has responsibilities and obligations as an employer. He appears unable to manage his business in an appropriate manner in his current state. The intimidating video he has sent to all his staff is clear evidence of this, as well as reports that he recently fired an employee in a manner which appears to be grossly without rational justification. There is the potential his business will fail, placing his family in significant financial difficulty if he is unable to manage the business effectively. There is evidence of increased spending related to various projects prior to his admission, placing him, his family, and his business under financial strain. Currently, he is subject to a family violence order, and if discharged at this time, without insight nor significant improvement into his mental state, is likely to breach the conditions of that order and therefore potentially face serious legal consequences. Is the person suffering or likely to suffer serious mental or physical deterioration because of the mental illness or disorder? Yes. If yes, explain your reasons for this opinion. In addition to the risks outlined above, Mr. Bergerson is likely to experience further decline in his mental state without adequate treatment. Title, Treatment. 6. What treatment, care or support is proposed? If a treatment plan is prepared, it may be attached to this form. Mr. Bergerson requires adequate pharmacological treatment in the form of antipsychotic and or suitable mood stabilising therapy. At the time of this report, He is not accepting of any pharmacological treatments. Why or how will treatment, care or support be likely to reduce harm, deterioration or result in improvement to the person's condition? The above treatment plan, if successful, will stabilise his mental state and therefore mitigate the significant risks as outlined above. 8. Why can't the treatment, care or support be adequately provided with less restriction of the freedom of choice and movement of the person? Given the current level of concern for the significant risks, the above treatment cannot currently be offered in any environment less restrictive than a hospital. Professor Nagesh Pai, 23rd to the 12th, 22. Okay, I think I'll leave it there. The rest of it's like summary of the Mental Health Act, and it's not going to be that interesting. These people from the outset never stopped to consider that maybe I wasn't irrational, that maybe my version of events was true. They've consistently refused to even entertain that as a possibility. And now I'm going to take everything from them. I'm going to fucking sue every man and their dog. I'm going to sue them and win. I've collected enough stuff in here that yous are all fucking going down. And it fucking starts with you cunts. It's going to go a lot higher than that, but the psychiatrist named in this fucking document, you've done this to yourselves. You had every opportunity to actually stop back and look at me and consider, maybe I'm not a crazy person. Maybe there's some justice here to be served. I offered each of you the opportunity to review the recordings that were in my pocket that clearly show that that my wife has been attacking me. And each time I've been stonewalled and told that's a matter for police. Well, I can't speak to the police while I'm subject to a mental health order. They won't speak to me. I requested on the first night I was detained. I requested repeatedly to be put through to law enforcement, and I was refused. A call was allegedly made on my behalf, and they said, they can't talk to me while I'm subject to a mental health order. This in the context of me saying that I'm really worried about my kids because my wife attacked me this morning physically. She's never done that before. She needs help. She needs support. And I just wanted to get even like a squad car or a follow-up call just to make sure everything was okay at my house because I was fucking finding myself detained after being chased out of my house barefoot and fucking topless by a wife who was trying to fucking physically attack me and pull me out of the van. So yeah, I was repeatedly insistent on my rights. I still don't understand how as an Australian citizen, I've been here for nearly fucking 2 weeks now, and the only fucking recourse for any kind of appeal is the same fuckwits that think that fucking drugging people out of their fucking mind is the answer for their healthcare. So, yes, I'm fucking irritable. Yes, I'm difficult to fucking deal with because I'm fucking way smarter than all you cunts. Honestly, I gave you so many fucking chances to pull your fucking head out of this news, and every fucking thing you've done has just tightened it further. And I do not give a fuck about any of you people. You do not give a fuck about any humanity. You're just fucking drug dealers, and you just fucking push needles into people. So you know what? I'm going to be busy talking to a lot of fucking lawyers. There's a lot of levels to tackle this at. There's going to be fucking lots of compensation paid, but I'm personally going to fucking steal every fucking cent I can off you cunts, and I'm going to give that to some fucking worthwhile charity to try and rebuild this shit. When I say charity, part of that might be me buying a big fuck-off yacht and filling it with fucking hookers and cocaine. And, I'll probably fucking... I hope you guys all the best when you fucking lose your licence and fucking your employer decides to desert you and then your insurer decides that you're medically negligent and they're not going to cover you. And suddenly you find yourself unable to fucking operate in a fucking crumbling tower of psychiatry. Because that's what you've fucking done, cunts. Well done. You fucking signed your own death warrant. So, grandiose thoughts. Fucking you ain't seen nothing yet, mate. You people don't understand. You fucking underestimate people. You look at them and all you see is a crazy person. I dress like a homeless person half the time. I don't give a fuck. They're saying, he's making reference to fucking grandiose thoughts about my career and stuff. I was just trying to give them the fucking facts that I'm not naive in this matters and I won't be bamboozled and I won't be pushed into a corner and I won't be spoken over the top of. And if they make a bunch of statements, I'm going to insist on my right to reply. And if they just appeal to another authority who's outside the room, I'll ask to speak to that authority or tell them to fuck off. They don't accept that I fucking push back on any of this and that in itself is fucking grounds for fucking keeping me locked up here because I don't accept their fucking retarded conclusion. So I'm sorry, dickheads. You guys think maybe you don't understand what you're looking at because you're looking at life through fucking some retarded fucking psychiatric model that should have been fucking thrown out decades or fucking hundreds of years ago. You just look at someone and go, okay, circumstantial thought and tangential. I'm like, fucking, what are you talking about, dickheads? If you aren't smart enough to keep up, fucking realise that you're outclassed, dickheads. You're just sitting there thinking, we've got this guy, because all it takes is the word of God in the Sykes. I'm sorry, fuckers. I'm God. And you're about to find that out. This is fucking jail cell FM. They still haven't come back to fucking remove my phone, so I'm going to stop this recording here and get it in the cloud before it disappears. I did try. I even tried to get arrested today, but everyone looked the other way. And I count the hours, I count the days, and for once I'm certain I never felt better now.